May I help you grow your freedom lifestyle empire? Hello, amazing freedom lifestyle entrepreneurs. I'm going to do a check real quick to see if I'm actually live. But I am very excited for this video today because I have something so exciting to share with you guys. So if you're watching this live, comment below and say live. If you're watching this on the replay, then please comment below replay. I would love to know when you are tuning into this. And also, I am going to be on the replay when you are making sure that it's working. That's good. And I'm going to pin this real quick so that everyone gets to be able to see this. So first question I want to quickly ask you about is if you are currently in business, and if so, what kind of business are you doing? What kind of business are you running? And secondly, if you're not in business, if you would like to start a business. So if that's the case for you, then comment below starting. And I am so excited to see what I can do to help you with growing your, not just business, but actually growing your empire. And the reason why I want to come on live here in this group is because simply I haven't been live enough in this group recently because so many things are happening, so many exciting projects. We're building a real estate empire here in Dubai, which is super exciting. Also going to be featured in Forbes, I think in the next few days or weeks. So that's super exciting. There might be a TED Talk on the way. Loads of things happening. And also currently we're running a big event with a different community. And I did a training yesterday and it was so heartwarming, so amazing to see just from one session so far, which wasn't even the actual training. The actual training is only starting on Wednesday. But from the pre-training to see the excitement, the commitment, the already results and transformations that people are seeing. And that really make me think like, hey, I need to be live here with our freedom lifestyle entrepreneurs and share this one thing. And I want to ask you a question. May I help you in growing your freedom lifestyle empire? If you would like our help, then comment below the word empire. And I'm going to give you all the details. I'm going to share a little bit more about how we do it. But right now, I just want to dive into it and really show you that creating a business, or better yet, the way how I like to talk about it these days, and we have been for some time within our community, but now also more out in the open, is actually creating an empire. And what I mean by that is the following. I don't know if you've ever had it, that in a phase in your life, you were very excited about something, and then you do that something, and then maybe a little while later, as you grow, as you evolve, your interest or your talents or your appreciation or your awareness and your perspective changes. And therefore also what you do and what you like to do evolves. And so what happens a lot of the time is whenever people start just doing a business, they focus on this one thing, and that one thing might be the thing that they like right now, but it might not be the thing that they want to do for all of eternity. Or better yet, maybe they do like to do that thing, but they are very ambitious and they don't just want to have one business. They want to have multiple businesses. And because they chose one thing, and as many people say, you need to choose your niche, you need to go very niche. They have been very, very niche, but so niche that there is no longer the possibility to expand. And there's no longer the possibility to do more than one thing under that same effort. It's basically like if you want to do another thing, you just have to start all over again. And that is not really beneficial. And if you look at the biggest entrepreneurs that are out there, for instance, look at Steve Jobs, right? He had built such a huge brand, not just around his companies, because mind you, he had been put out of his own company for a little while, right? But even so, he had the ability with all that he had built around his own brand and around the empire that he has been able to create for himself to have multiple businesses. And those multiple businesses were able to really leverage off the connections, the meaningful connection that he has built. And so in line with that, one of the biggest things that we train people and help people with within the Freedom Lifestyle Creators Company is to not just think small and think, oh, I want to build a business. Even though we do that well, and we train people to do that very, very, very well, but mostly to think big and to see, okay, how can I create an empire, one business at a time? And if there's any notes that you guys are making today here on this call, which is not going to be a long call, I just want to share these key nuggets and show you guys that it can actually be very simple. Then make sure to write this down, is that the brand comes first. This is so super important. Your brand comes first, because one thing that my mentor shared with me is that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. If they don't know you, if they don't like you, if they don't trust you, they're not going to buy from you. So the first thing that people always see is the brand. Most of the time, maybe not every single time. It could be that someone had already built love for a particular product or a particular service. But then yet again, what allows them to pull the trigger, what allows them to step over the fence finally, is to go then with that company that provides that product or that service in a way that aligns with them. And then again, you come back to knowing, liking, and trusting that particular company to do the job. So brand always comes first. But before I share more, and I'm actually having some slides prepared, I want to show you guys, like, literally give a behind the scenes. Is that okay, by the way? I'm not sure who is on here, who's watching this live, who's watching this replay, but I want to show a little bit of the behind the scenes. And for those of you who are watching this right now live, or those of you who will be watching the replay, I'm going to ask you guys a few questions as well. And I would really like you to comment below what your answer is, because I personally love to go back to my live videos, love to see what the answers are that people ask. And then in that way, for us to be able to help you better. So one big question that I definitely always want to ask, no matter where I speak, whether it's on a stage, like an actual stage, virtual stage, whatever, I'm speaking to people one-to-one, is this one thing. And I want you guys to comment it below. What is the biggest challenge that you are currently facing in being able to grow your business or to grow your lifestyle in the way that you want to, or being able to achieve your dreams? What is your biggest challenge? And that question in itself is so important, because if you think about it, once you solve that, it brings you closer to your goal. And our mission here is to solve that for anyone in here that is willing to allow us to help you. And so again, if you really at any moment in this video feel like, actually I'm inspired, I'm excited, I want to achieve my dreams, my goals, whatever, allow us to help you. Allow us to see what we can do to support you, because I do want to say that I personally feel very blessed and excited and just happy for the fact that we have been able to help so many people. And that truly is a beautiful thing that I am so, so, so grateful for and never ever take lightly. Even when there's, our daily messages that we receive from people that say thank you for whether it's us teaching them something, or whether it's us creating something for them, or whether it's us mentoring or supporting or anything like that, or just the message that we gave, which therefore has inspired someone to believe in themselves more, or anything. I never take it lightly, because it means so much. It means so much to be able to play a part in a person's life. And so that is why we are so determined, more and more and more. And by the way, our company is growing. There's more people coming into our company, because this mission is so important for us to be able to make that difference to people, allow people to look after themselves, allow people to look after their families, allow people to realize their dreams. And unfortunately, in this society, even though if you compare it with so many centuries back, we have it pretty good, right? If you think about maybe other ages where there was all sorts of monsters running around or animals running around and you're running away for your life, maybe that was a little bit more challenging. But even in these days, there are so many people, so many families, so many individuals that are not being able to live a life in the way that they would want to. And therefore people are depressed, people are sad, people are unhealthy, people are stressed. That breaks up relationships. And that is so unnecessary. If you know what, well, I don't want to pretend to know it all, because I don't, but if you know some of the things that I have been able to learn when coming into business and seeing the simplicity of it, I'm like, no one should be able to have to go through that. As long as you're willing to learn and you're willing to work and you're willing to implement and take responsibility, you can solve any problem in your life to do with your lifestyle, to do with your wealth, to do with bettering yourself as a person. And that's why we are so excited to help all of you guys here. So again, if you would like us to help you, the way how we would do it is all you have to do is comment below the word empire. And what we will then do is reach out to you, jump on a call, explain how we've helped so many individuals in completely transforming their life, going from almost being on the verge of a bankruptcy to closing $500,000 within the space of 2 months. Like these types of things are incredible and make me so super happy. And I want you to be able to experience that too. So if you feel aligned with this, just comment below the word empire. Worst case scenario, we have an amazing call. You don't like us, you don't want to work with us, you're so inspired, you just want to do it yourself. Doesn't matter. Allow us to help you in whichever way we can. So just comment below the word empire, and I will not be, well, how do you say? You'll see for yourself. That's what I want to say at this point. You will see for yourself. But coming back to the point, what is that biggest challenge? I can mention a couple of challenges that I have faced in my journey. One challenge was my own belief, not necessarily believing that I could do certain things, not being able to, or thinking that I required the money from a job, because if I didn't have that amount of money, then how would I get by? How would I be able to look after myself and my loved ones? Whereas from a business perspective, there is unlimited amounts of money that you can make. And it directly correlates with what you do and what you're willing to do. And I must honestly say that people work so hard, like most people work so hard, but there's no increase. It's not like your hard work correlates with the amount of money that you get to bring in. Whereas in business, it is like that. It is a very fair system. And that is something that when I saw it and when I made that change and allowed my mentors to teach me how to overcome that challenge, it allowed me to catapult myself. And not just me, any of our students that are at that stage that are overcoming that, boom, they're seeing a tremendous amount of influx of new results into their business, into their life, into their perspective, which allows them to move forward and do even more. So that was one challenge that I faced. Let me know in the comments if you've ever faced something like that. Another challenge that I faced was money, where I was like, I want to make a business work, or I want to do or have a lifestyle that I prefer to have, but I didn't have the money. And so I thought I couldn't do it. But if there's anything that I really, really, really highly encourage you guys to take away from this call here in particular, is that don't let money stop you from making money. And in actual fact, that you don't need money to make money. Now, there's obviously some side notes to it, right? Sometimes people interpret this as, well, let me say it this way. A lot of the time people think, if I want to do a great business and I want to have a lifestyle where I do things by my own terms, on my own terms, that therefore you first need to be lucky and win the lottery before you're able to do it. Or you need to save a huge portion of money before you're able to do it. But that's not true. When I got started, it actually was quite interesting. I didn't have much money. But what I did do is I was resourceful. And I learned as well from some of the things that I attended, classes that I attended that were at the time free, that it actually is the steps that I am meant to take were already taken by others before me. So the smartest way that I could be resourceful is to be able to find someone that has the results that I seeked, and then to just follow their footsteps. Obviously, making sure that the footsteps are aligned with the way how I want to live. And so I found myself a mentor. And again, I want you guys to write that down. Find yourself a mentor. Don't be like how I used to be, that I was like, oh no, I have to do it all by myself. I don't want to owe anybody. It's so silly if I think back to that mentality, because yes, I'm a very proud person. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. But at the same time, also, I realized that the goal is so much more important. I realized that being able to provide to my family and do things that can help people is so much more important than the little bit of ego or a little bit of pride that is like, oh no, I want to do it by myself. And Goku agrees and is excited as well. But to think about that, then at that moment, I was okay, very little funds, very little money. And I know that I definitely want to do something different. And I wanted to quit my job or finish my job, whichever of the two came first, and then do the business that I wanted to do. And so at that time, it was like I saw an opportunity, and what I did with pretty much no funds is I became resourceful. I went to find the money. And if there's anything, again, that I can share with you guys is this thing, comment below and say, find the money, find the time. I didn't have the time either. I was doing a PhD in astrophysics and I was very, very busy with that. So it's finding the money, finding the time, finding the solution to a challenge. And that is actually what it is. It is being resourceful. Once again, being solution focused. Don't focus and stare on the problem just there. Focus on the solution. What can I do to solve that? And so simply for me, I called my parents, I borrowed money. I called my bank, I got to top up my loan. And then I had a limited amount of funds. And here's where my point comes in. It was only a limited amount that I had. It wasn't like I had hundred thousands or whatever, tens of thousands, not at all. It was only a limited amount. But with that limited amount, I got to be smart about the decisions that I made. And I invested my money in a mentor. And in doing so, that mentor could tell me, do this, do that, focus on this part, make sure to take action here, do that, do the other. And the crazy thing, and I cannot share this enough, the crazy thing is that in 3 weeks, I closed more money than I had ever witnessed in any job in a year or in 2 years or in 3 years. That was crazy to me. And so what do I mean by this saying that it doesn't require money to make money is that you have to understand that it's actually about the actions that we take. If we take actions, and in my case, the actions were being resourceful. I didn't have the money in my pocket, but I found it. That was an action. So I found the money by asking someone. I found the money by asking another someone. Then money was all of a sudden there. Then that I smartly used to be able to multiply it. Because there's two things you can do. Once we found the money, I could have said, oh, I'll keep this money. Because what happens if things go wrong? But then I'm here with this one small pot of money for the rest of my life, still not changing my life. How's that going to do you any good? And by the way, have you ever had it that you had that money, you put it out there, perhaps it didn't work, but then you were able to make it back again because of your job, because of some other things, because of some other opportunities that you then pursued? Money is renewable. That is something important to know. Money is a renewable source of income. So there's also a type of people that are very, very scared and they hold on to their money so tightly that even the money cannot breathe. So if you cannot breathe, you can definitely not multiply. That's why these people usually don't make money until they change things. So what I did is I didn't have the money. I found the money, a small portion of it, smartly invested that money into myself by buying a mentorship program. With that knowledge, I could multiply and make far more than I even had to begin with in a short space of time. And that's what I want you guys to know. That again, don't let money stop you from making money. And I almost did that, actually. I almost allowed myself to talk me out of the game, basically, talk me out of something that I wanted to do before I even started. So that's the second challenge that I have faced before, money. Now, then there's so many other challenges. So let me know what is the one that you face, because you will probably figure out, and we can help you with that, that the solution to whatever the challenges that you face right now is probably a lot simpler. And also, you don't have to figure it out just by yourself. We're in this world to help each other. So let us know, what is the challenge that you're facing? Now, the second question that I want to ask you, and this is also super important, we always want to ask this because this is, again, correlated with the type of results that you will see. My question for you guys is, we're now in July, beginning of July. Where do you want to see yourself by the end of this year in terms of monthly income? Very simple question, but a very important one. Where would you like to see yourself? How much money do you want to be making per month? And some of you might be thinking at this moment, oh, you're just talking about money. Well, yes, I am. I'm talking about you guys being able to create a business empire and you guys being able to have an ability to generate abundance that allows you to look after yourself, thereby also look after your health, thereby also look after your mental health, thereby also have a lot more energy, thereby also having the ability to better look after your relationships, look after your loved ones. Money is not just that thing, money, all I care about is those coins or those pieces of paper. No, of course not. But it allows you to do a lot of great things. Not that you need it to do great things, but it allows you to amplify the great things that you're doing and want to do. So that's why I'm talking about money. So let me know in the comments, what would be the amount of money that you would like to make by the end of this year? And I want to give a disclaimer here. Don't be realistic. Being realistic doesn't make sense. Realisticness which probably isn't the word, but I'm saying it anyways. Realisticness kills dreams, kills businesses. Don't be realistic. There's no such thing. What is it that you want? It was all up to you. And then once you've set that goal, then the next step is, okay, how are we going to get there? And I want to share one thing with you guys. Typically, when we work with people that are either in a situation where they've never, ever had a business before, they're in a job or they're studying. We have a lot of students, actually. Even children go through our programs, which is really, really cool, and are seeing results. So anyone, by the way, anyone can do this. That's why we're so passionate, because it's really crazy to see people struggle when we know how much is possible, and we want to share that with everyone. So by the way, if you want to know more about any of this and you want to jump on a call with us free of charge so that we can see what we can do to help you and give you that advice, then comment below the word empire, because then we are going to reach out to you, jump on a call. Worst case scenario, you have an amazing call and learn a whole bunch. Best case scenario, we're so impressed by you that we're like, hey, let's work together. Let's take this up a notch. All right. So the next thing here, so the first type of people is people that have never done business before, and we help them get started to launch, but not just to launch, but launch efficiently and launch with the empire in mind. Not just, oh, I'm going to be a health coach, so I call myself Sarah the health coach. No. That's not going to benefit you, because if you're Sarah the health coach now, yes, it benefits that business, but it's not going to benefit you in the next endeavors. Because let's say your next endeavor is real estate. You want to sell property. Who's going to buy property from Sarah the health coach? Nobody. So going so niche, thinking so small is not going to benefit you. Whereas there's only a few simple tweaks that you want to make that allows you to set up your first business, but with a brand that is scalable. And it allows you to have multiple businesses, multiple streams of income in the future. Not all at once, but one by one. But at least you're scalable. Otherwise, you would not be able to do it. You have to start all over again, right? So that's the first group. The second group is people that are in business already. Maybe you are in business already, but you're not quite seeing the amount of money in your bank account that you want to see. Every month, the income is different. Every month, it's like, I need to make ends meet. It's not kind of like fluctuating up and down, up and down, up and down. That's obviously not ideal. And it's definitely not giving you peace of mind if you're wondering, like, how am I going to make it through this month? How am I going to pay for my bills? Let alone looking after yourself so that you can live a good life, that you can have good foods, have the gym membership, have all of these things that you want and that can benefit you to do even more and get even more results. That's why as well, so many successful people just get more and more and more success. They look after themselves well, and therefore have so much more energy. They mingle with other individuals like that. They do collaborations, they do things together. And so like these small pieces play a big part in the entire thing. So if you're running a business right now and you're struggling, just to say it as it is, then that's another key thing that you want to change. And usually what we see, our experience when working with business owners or entrepreneurs that are struggling, most of the time it's just making tweaks. That's all. Just a small few tweaks. Let me give you one tweak away. Two tweaks, two very essential tweaks. And this might apply to you. Number one, up your prices. Too many people undercharge. Number two, don't just give your time away like there's no tomorrow, because that's not scalable. Might work for one client, might work for 10 clients. It will not work for 100 clients. So you want to be scalable. These are two tweaks that typically we apply. And then the third business, or the third type of client, let me say it that way, are people that are making a lot of money already. They are having a successful business, but they just want to grow even more, either by adding automation, either by forming a sales team, by having better systems in place, allowing so much more reach to happen, being able to go and have ads running, have yourself at a higher page on Google, or higher page. There's no such thing as a higher page. Ranking high on Google, all these types of things. Even press, if you want to be in the press, we have such amazing contacts for that. And people that we collaborate with. So these are kind of the three types of individuals that we help. But in any of those, the biggest things that we always focus on, and let me know if this sounds about right for you. The biggest three things that we focus on to help people and change those little things and implement those little things that can already generate big results, number one is getting clarity on what it is that, number one, like A, your brand does, and B, what your offering is. But not just your offering as such. What is your offering? What is the pricing? What is the packaging? What is the customer journey? Who is your ideal customer? What is that whole systematics? Because it's basically a system that you're running. I've had it before in my businesses, old businesses, that we were just literally randomly doing things. One day we were selling this product, another day we were selling the other product. There's so much chaos. And then even when we were implementing systems, we had a funnel. Then on the first step, we grabbed something random. The second step, we grabbed something random. And none of these things were aligned. None of these things were created with a particular purpose. Therefore, they weren't converting in the way that we should have had conversion, because the quality of what we did was good, but it was just like one step. You're learning how to make apple pie, and the next step, you're learning how to become a dog trainer. Doesn't make sense. Why would someone that is wanting to learn how to make apple pie become a dog trainer on the second step? Makes no sense. And a lot of people do that. This is obviously extreme, right? You probably don't do that, but you want to be able to see this. What value can I add to people? And what problems is that solving for people? What is the life that they're living right now? What allows them to actually make that change financially, in terms of how much they want it? And if they were then to find you and want to at some point work with you, what would be the most efficient step-by-step approach, aka customer journey, to enable that business to happen, and therefore that transformation to happen? That is usually the first biggest area that we focus on with people, getting the clarity around your business and the system and the pricing and all of that. The second part that we focus on is sales. Very, very, very big thing. And if there's anyone who's listening to this and is thinking like, oh my goodness, sales, what is sales? Sales, I don't like sales, it's so awkward. Don't worry, you're part with 90% of the world. And it's the 10% that is actually making a lot of money. And sales doesn't have to be awkward. Sales is actually surfing. Selling is surfing. I want you guys to write this below. Because also for us, and I'm just going to say this very bluntly, we have sold so many programs. And every single program sold has been a life changed. To the degree that people implement it, obviously. You got to do the work. Let's say if you buy a treadmill and someone doesn't walk on it, the treadmill works. But if you don't work it, it doesn't work, obviously. So there is a responsibility there. But that's the thing. That's the idea about it. And this is a saying that we always have. We say every cha-ching, meaning a sale, whether that's a $1 sale or a $10,000 sale or a $100,000 sale, every cha-ching is a life changed. And that's why the business that we run and the business that we help so many other people run is so purposeful and meaningful, and it's good, it's happy, it doesn't feel awkward. And yes, in the beginning, everything feels awkward, right? If you sell for the first time, say, hey, buy my program, buy my product, buy my service, it's always going to feel a little bit funny. But that's with anything in life. First time you walked, it felt funny. Did it stop you from walking? No, you kept going. First time you spoke was probably really awkward. Did it stop you from speaking? No, you persisted. And the same holds for sales. The same holds of you pursuing your dreams, you creating your freedom lifestyle business empire. And so selling is something really important, because if you're thinking about making a lot of money, and so a lot of people commenting below big amounts, right? How much money do you want to make by the end of this year? 6 figures. Like I saw some amounts coming through. If you want to do that, how are you going to do that without sales? It's not going to happen, right? Like, it's not like randomly people are going to be like, here, Tjibaria, have my money. No, it's not going to happen. They will want to have value in exchange. So I will go and come to people and say, hey, there's something that I can do to help you. If you give me X amount, I can train you to do blah, 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 which actually allows you to multiply and make a lot more and live a better life, happier life. And so sales is a very important thing. But because there are so many people that have a negative connotation with sales, they think that it's crazy or, I don't know, weird, or they don't like asking because of past conditioning. Therefore, also a lot of the time, people are not able to truly make a difference to people. And what I mean by this is the following. I have before helped people for free. And guess what? Those people did not appreciate it. They didn't show up. They didn't take action in the way that I told them to take action. But the biggest part, they didn't even show up most of the time. And so here I was wanting to help people, giving it away for free. They are not showing up. They're not appreciating it, and thereby not changing their lives. So did I do them a service by giving it for free? Absolutely not. Had I insisted on charging, had I insisted for them to put money down, let's just say if you put 1,000 down, do you think the person will show up? Do you think the person will be like, hey, I better make it worth my while, got skin in the game now, let's go make something of it? They absolutely would. And so if you come and to think back is, what is my purpose here? My purpose is to change lives. My purpose is not to just say, oh, here you have everything for free. No, my purpose is to make a difference and to truly allow you to be in a position where that amount of money doesn't even make any difference anymore because you have plenty of it. And so thinking of that, is giving things for free a service? No, you're doing people a disservice. You're only truly changing people's lives when you allow them to put their skin in the game also. And it's only fair to you too, because can you keep on giving things for free and not getting anything in return? No, you can't. You got to pay the bills. You got to feel that recognition energetically for the work that you do. It's not going to be sustainable if you do everything for free. And so in the grand scheme of things, if you care about helping people and making a difference, charging whatever it is that you offer in the way that it's actually worth it is a must for them and for you. And so one of the biggest things, and this is why we love what we do, is that we allow people to discover that sales doesn't have to be weird, that it can actually be really enjoyable, that it can be really beautiful, and that you can do it in a way where people don't just say, oh, stop selling to me. People say, thank you, and I want more. I like it. I love it. I want to work with you. So that's the second biggest thing. Though the first thing was the system, the entire clarity of the business and how you do it. The second thing is sales. And then the third thing is actually getting the people. Because you may have an amazing system, you may know how to sell, but if you don't have anyone to speak to, nothing's going to happen either. So how do you get in front of people? How do you reach people? Whether that is organically on social media, whether that is with paid traffic, running ads, or doing something else paid, that is very, very essential. But also knowing how to then effectively communicate to those individuals such that the right individuals come to you. So these are three areas that I usually work on with people, no matter which category they fall in. Let me know in the comments if that sounds about right for you too. And that you would also feel that all of these areas, or just one in particular, could really benefit you. If that is you, by the way, again, comment below the word empire, because we are doing all these free calls with people to be able to help, to be able to see, hey, what can we do? But full disclosure, we also do it to scout. We do it to scout individuals, scout talents. We love working with people. And we love people being able to get results quick. We're so ambitious. Let me tell you this. That's why I was so proud when that incredible lady, I'm not going to mention any names, but I just love this story. It's so amazing. Single mom, $500,000 in 2 months. So great. It's so amazing. And not everybody gets those crazy results that quick, but that is what happens. And that is why we love doing what we do. And we love motivating people to have to do what you have to do as well, because it's not going to happen if you don't do the work. Very important point. And I'm very passionate about that also, because sometimes people think, oh, you said you already helped me, you got to run my business. Well, oh, hell no, I'm not running your business. You got to run your business. I wouldn't do it as well as you do, because you're unique in your way, and you should share your uniqueness with people so that they can relate to you. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Well, it could work, but it's just not the way how we're married. So let me know if these three things sounds about right for you. Now, next point, very, very important. And I want to see, actually, I really want to get to know all the people in this group better, because I haven't been, like I said before, I've been flunking on going live in this group, really with our entire team, not just me, we'll do these live sessions. Our amazing leaders in our company will go live too. We will share these questions more often with you guys because we really want to help you. We want to get through to what are the challenges that you're facing so that we can help you solve them, right? And so I want to ask you, because we've had it so many times that people came to us and they said things like, well, I'm not sure if I can do it because I've done programs before, I've worked with companies before, and it just didn't work out. And they honestly and explicitly mentioned how much money they invested. And that is sometimes something that, yeah, that does make me feel a little bit sad for things like that to happen. In the sense that I don't want any live event to make you lose your belief and faith in yourself. It's so important. Like, your belief is the foundation for your success. You have to believe in yourself, no matter what things you've done in the past. Could be that you've worked with mentors before, could be that you've invested in programs before. As a matter of fact, actually comment below, let me know. If you were to guess approximately how much money you have invested in yourself, whether that is programs, whether that is events, seminars, books, mentors, mastermind groups, or even traditional education, like university, college, anything of that. Also, self-development doesn't necessarily have to be for the purpose of, your business or anything like that. It could also be self-development, maybe like spiritual programs or retreats or things like that. If you were to roughly estimate the amount of money that you have invested, let me know in the chat box. I'm always very eager to see that. And if you can, distinguish between traditional education, so university, schooling, that sort of stuff, versus self-development education. Always very, very interested to see that. But the point that I want to make here is that it's important to realize that if you have done things in the past that perhaps have not yet produced the results that you want to see, does not mean that you should penalize yourself for doing something that you know is going to work and investing your money in a place where you know you and your company needs it. And it will allow you to make more money and do more great things and provide for yourself and your loved ones. Very important. I almost had that too. I was investing a lot of money in an agency before. It was thousands of dollars. And at that moment, there was not much of a return just yet. We wanted to perfect one particular part of our business. It was, I think, around, well, almost $30,000 approximately over a short span of time. I was like, so many thousands out, maybe $1,000-$2,000 back. It's like, it doesn't really quite add up in the ROI equation. I was like, what should I do? Well, at that stage, I really felt that, the way how I share things with students, which is always invest in yourself. No matter what you do, always invest in yourself, no matter which stage of life. We're students for life. So I was like, yeah, I should invest in myself. What else do I need solving? What else can I do to broaden my horizon so that I can see the parts that I'm missing? Because we all have blind spots. You have blind spots. I have blind spots. And the only way for us to overcome that is to be able to have someone there with us that can see that. They perhaps have a bird's eye view. They can see things in a more broad sense than you and I can. And therefore, we all need mentors. We all need someone to coach us, to help us, to support us, or a mastermind group or a community, whatever that may be for you. And so at that moment, I invested double the amount with another company. And again, I almost didn't do that because I was like, well, I just invested this amount, didn't work. No, just because I've invested a certain portion of money and I didn't see the results yet, keyword here, yet, doesn't mean that I should penalize myself for doing something that I know I did need and that was going to change my life. So I did it. And the funny thing is that when I made that investment, which was double the amount, the results were showing up, not just for what I was doing, the new thing, which is also another area of my business, perfecting that, but also the results from the previous thing came. Now, isn't that interesting? I was looking at the previous thing and I didn't see the return straight away, but because of the new thing that I did, it was basically adding up. It added up. And actually more things looking backward have been flourishing because of the consistency and the continuation of investing in myself. And so that is something very important to really live by, I would say. Just because you've done things in the past that perhaps haven't brought you the results yet, or invested in certain things that didn't bring you a return yet, doesn't mean that you should penalize yourself for doing something or investing in something that you know you need and that is going to allow you to see results. So let me know. I'm very eager to see what are those type of things that you guys have invested in. Don't let yourself penalize yourself. But also there's another thing, and that's actually the reason why I asked this question, because so often we have conversations with people and people come to us and say like, yes, can you help me make more money? Can you help me get more clients? Can you get my clients to pay me more money? And we say, okay, let's do it. And we're so excited. But what happens a lot of the time when we then say, okay, cool, let's look at the things, right? How much have you invested in yourself? You'll be surprised the amount of people that sometimes say, I don't invest in myself, not necessary. And the reason why that's surprising is because when you do that, or when you think that, you're going to attract people that think like that and do things like that. Your business is a reflection of who you are and how you take action. And so the fun part is whenever I invest in myself, I know that I'm going to get more clients like myself that invest in themselves, that are action takers, that are decisive. I'm decisive. I take actions like that. And I make decisions like that, except for food shopping. I'm not as quick with food shopping. But other than that, I'm quick. Make decisions like that. And that is necessary. It's necessary in business, but it's also necessary in knowing that the way how I show up is what I'm going to get people to show up as well. So that's why there's so many people that are doing freebie after freebie after freebie, which is cool, right? You learn a lot of free things, but at the same time, you know that you're going to attract freebies in your business, freebie people in your business that are not willing to pay you what you know you are worth. And so the cycle is broken by us breaking it. Like the self-fulfilling prophecy of not seeing any growth in our business because people are not willing to pay us is broken by us putting money out. And that is also one of the reasons why I always say you should charge what you are worth, because it's part of the transformation cycle. If I was to work with you and you wouldn't invest, it would not be as much of a transformation than if you would invest. So I would be depriving you of the biggest transformation that you could have if I say, oh, here you go, it's just for free. Now, mind you, I still do free sessions like this. This is a free class that I'm doing right now. But in essence, that is so, so, so important. And that's the core reason why we always ask this with whoever we work with. We ask this question: how much do you invest in yourself? Do you invest in yourself? So comment below and say, I must invest in myself. Not just for the fact that it's good for you, but it's also good for your business because you attract people like yourself and amplified. Like I invest a certain portion in myself, but what I attract is amplified, which is beautiful and what is what I love as well. Now, I want to ask one more question before I'm going to show you guys some things of how we help a lot of people. And this is a very important one. And it's quite an interesting one, actually. And that is, why is it important for you to do what you know you got to do now? Why is it important for you to get results now? Why not 3 months ago? What's different now? Or why not only next year, 2024, I'm going to get started? Why now? Why not before? Why not in the future? Why now? Extremely important. And getting clarity on that as well allows you to keep momentum. For me as well, every single moment, in every single now, there's like, oh, I got to do this. But there's also been moments where I wasn't as quick, where I wasn't as decisive. And then I could see the patterns of it taking a bit longer for me to get the results that I want. A lot of the time could be mental things that you're thinking about, worrying about, self-fulfilling prophecy. But in those moments, and I want to share this honestly because I think it can help you, in those moments that I had to do it, like there really wasn't a matter of, oh, I do it later. No, I had to do it because I had to otherwise not have a house, or I cannot pay for my rent or whatever. I had to do it. In those moments where I was so clear on why now was also the moments where that produced the results. So what is that for you? Why do you feel that right now is the time for you? Why do you feel that right now is the time that you actually deserve it? And you need to go and grab what you deserve in a way, in a good way. That's very important. And so with all of this, I want to actually show you guys a little bit more. And I don't think I've done this in this group like this before. Maybe with a longer training, I've done this before, maybe once in this group before, but we just want full disclosure. I want you to see what we do. I want you to see how we help people and the way how the education that we provide, why as well, it is helping so many people and creating such crazy results for people. So I just want to share my screen with you guys. And I'm not going to share everything with you, but I just want to show you some essential parts of what we do. And this is essential, let's say, streams that we have of education where we make a difference to people. And so these are our three, let's say, basic streams that we have. So we have what is called silver, gold, and diamond. And this is basically different types of programs or services, actually could be included in there, that are there to help people to completely transform their lives. And it basically works as this, like we have our good, our better, and our best. Now, in our best, which is called the diamond, normally this goes for a tuition fee of £37,000. But I want to share one thing with you guys here, even though it's worth way more than this amount because of the crazy results that people have gotten with any of the programs, by the way. We provide scholarships as well, because I remember what it was like when I was starting out, not having the funds. If I would have seen something like this, 37,000, I would run away. I would have cried. I would have been like, what do I do? How do I get into it? But that being said, the crazy part is actually that university, most of the time, charges way more than that. And I've actually attended, like I keep forgetting this, but I've attended a mini course in business at the university when I was doing my PhD. It's so crazy. And as much respect as I have for the tutors that I had there, the interesting part was they were teaching business, but they didn't have their own businesses. So you were learning business from people that don't run their business. And what's even more crazy is people that do business studies, people that go for an MBA, people that go for, those high prestige business university programs where they spend. You guys let me know if any of you have been a part of a business program or been part of university. Let me know how much you've spent on university. Because usually when we ask these questions, because we obviously have crowds from all around the world. Some people are from US, some people are from the UK, some people are from Asia, some people are from down under, all different places. Whenever we ask those questions, like how much do you spend on university, it's way more than what we have on our higher level diamond program. But this one is designed to get you results. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. And also, just to tell you another story, we have had this before. It was really, really interesting. Imagine if you tell your grandma, say, Grandma, I'm going to university and this is 60,000, right? 60,000. What would Grandma say? Grandma would be like, oh, and she would be so happy and she would be, amazed and a dream come true. But then compare that to this thing. You share with your grandma, I'm investing in a business program that is only $2,000, for instance, and it's there to get me results. What would grandma say in that case? Like, oh, do you know what you're doing? Could be a scam. Watch out. So a lot of the time, things like that happens, that we are so accustomed to the universities or to those, traditional education system programs and their fees, that it's totally normal. And if you want to know, like just in the US alone, there's trillions of dollars of student debt. It's absolutely ridiculous. And across the entire globe, that's just one stat that I happen to know the number of, well, not even the exact number, but trillions in the US. But this is a trend everywhere. And it's accepted, it's normal. And I'm not saying that we're the best in what we do, even though I know we're really good, but comparing that to what we do, and we train people to get results, where sometimes I've had students that on the day they signed up, they already closed more money than they paid us. And they told us, you're cheap. I've learned so much already. You're cheap. I've made more money than I paid you, which for us is obviously awesome because people getting the results. So I'm just sharing all of this to let you guys know that like these are the original tuition fees. And they're absolutely worth it because, again, our clients make crazy results happen. By the way, if anybody wants to see the type of results that our students are getting, want to be inspired by their videos, let me know. I'll drop a video below in the chat, in the comments, so you can watch it. You can see some of the crazy results that I'm talking about. Like I'm talking hundreds of thousands, sometimes even into the millions. We've had, I think the biggest student success story that we had was after 5 months, and there was a guy closing a 9-figure deal. 9 figures means 100 million. Yeah, 100 million or a few hundred million. Can't remember exactly what it was. After 5 months, not too bad, right? But that being said, even though, yes, these tuition fees is what is absolutely worth, we have scholarships available too. And I want to tell you why. Because when I started in business, I didn't, again, I told you guys this before, I didn't have the funds and I wanted to do it, but I almost took myself out of the game. And I don't want anyone to have those same fears that I had when I started out. And truthfully, for those of you, some of you are new in this group, you might not know the type of things that we have done, but basically I started my business 7.5 years ago, knew nothing about business. Then after 3 weeks, after investing in myself, I closed 70,000. After 18 months, closed the first million. Since then, our company and companies have been growing and have empowered and inspired thousands of people all across the globe. People being able to break free from what was holding them back, being able to create their freedom lifestyle businesses and make money more than they ever thought was possible for themselves, being able to then help other people in a beautiful way, such that it became a ripple effect. So I'm sharing this so that you guys know that if I can do that, if I can do my little bit and make something happen, even though I had no experience, then you can do it too. But also to let you know that if I didn't have a helping hand in the beginning, which were my parents, which was the bank, if I didn't get that ability to find that money and I wasn't helped in the way, I wouldn't be where I am today either. And that's why it's so important for our company to help people and to provide that helping hand. And that's what these scholarships are. It basically means that if you qualify for the scholarship, which is basically what will happen on the call, we'll ask a couple of questions and figure out what it is that you do, what you want to do, if you're a go-getter, if you're excited, if you love helping people. Like we don't help people that just want to make a quick buck and do some weird stuff, right? We want to help people that want to help people too. And so if that is you, then the way how the scholarship program works is that we're personally going to cover the vast majority of the tuition fee, and you would only have to invest the minority. That's the way how this works. And so I want to ask you a question. Who here watching this video actually would like to be considered for a scholarship? If that is you, comment below yes, or comment below me, one of the two. Let's do me. This is a lot more easy. How many of you would like to be considered for a scholarship? Meaning that, again, for any of the programs, and I haven't even gone into a lot of detail about these programs, but any of you that would be applicable for that, we would cover the vast majority of the tuition fee. And these can go as high as covering 90% of it. And you would only have to invest the minority. And that's the way how we want to help people, because it's so important to make that difference. It's so important to allow people to know and really know that you don't need money to make money. Don't let money stop you from making more money. And so just in a nutshell, so that everybody has the clarity, and this call is actually already going longer than I expected it to go, but just for you guys to have the clarity. With the diamond, which is our well, in this case, presented top one, we basically give you lifetime access to our educational platform, which I'm going to explain in just a moment. But on top of that, our team is actually going to sit down with you, get through the entire thing about seeing what you want to do, what ideas do you have, what kind of empire do you want to build, how do you want your brand to be viewed by people, and what kind of most fast, most powerful, and most sustainable business can you build as your first business, and then work out all of that clarity with you. And not only that, actually build the system for you, plus do the branding for you and make sure that you can literally hit the ground running. And on top of that, actually, our team will be running your Facebook ads to target the right types of individuals so that you have a consistent stream of leads so that you can go and close deals in the first 4 months. So that's the diamond. The next option is our gold, and this one normally goes again for this investment, but we have huge scholarships available. With this one, also you get lifetime access to our educational platform, which I will explain to you in just a moment. But on top of that as well, our team's going to sit down with you, do the entire strategy with you, plan out how you are going to be able to grow and scale your business. I mean, what do you do on social media? What do you do in your business? How do you deliver it? What are the steps there? What are the resources that you can use, that you can leverage from us? And then our team will build the system, do the branding for you so you can hit the ground running. The only difference with the gold and the diamond is that with the gold, we will not be running your Facebook ads, but we will train you up exactly how to do it yourself so that you can know how to do it and run with it. And then last but not least, we have our silver. And this one, you have lifetime access to our educational platform, where with the launch your business in 5 days, literally you're going to learn how to launch a powerful brand for building an empire. How to be able to figure out what is the best business system for you, what is the best product for you, how do you do the packaging, how do you set everything up, how do you build this system but do it yourself, how do you build the automation in such a way that after 5 days, you can literally have your business up and running. And we've had clients before that went through that and already making money on day 4 or day 3, or the fastest one, I think, on day 2, or between day 2 and day 3. Yeah, kind of like that. That's the way how these programs work, because it's not just, oh, I'm going to take some notes and that's the way how it's going to go. No, it's about you being able to implement. Implementation. It's not a, oh, let me watch this course. No, implement, learn and implement. Or better yet, learn and earn, right? That's the way how this goes. Now, then the Deal Closing Academy, where we're going to train you up to become a master closer. How do you effectively communicate with people in such a way that you're empowering them, that you're inspiring them, and that they want to work with you, and that they are willing to take that step because they know that working with you is going to make them go to another level of life, whichever area of life you help them with, right? Or with your products, with your services, with your programs, whichever way you want to do it. And with this as well, we give away all of our different scripts, our different templates. We're actually going to have you go through the entire curriculum so you know exactly how to utilize all of that in your specific field and in your specific style, because we're all different, we all speak differently. And it's so important that you do things in a way that are aligned with you, but that you have a structure, something that you know works, but you execute it in a way that aligns with you. But also with that, we're actually going to practice with you. And this is important. And I think this is one of the biggest things that a lot of the time when we speak to people and they say like, well, I've tried so many things before, but I get a bunch of videos and then I'm left on my own devices and I have no one to ask. And I don't know how to do it myself. Like that's been such a big thing that we've heard, that we never ever wanted any of our programs to be like that. That's why within the Deal Closing Academy for 7 weeks long, we're actually going to practice with you on live private calls with amazing, crazy individuals. Some of you are actually tuning in. So hi, amazing, crazy FLC students that are there really willing to make money and really willing to change their lives around. And every single week we celebrate the wins, the closes that people have made, the implementations that people have done. And that makes it such a powerful tribe because you can see everyone there is pushing their limits and doing bigger and greater things every single step of the way, which is powerful. But not only that, as well, you get for the rest of your life, support. And I think this, again, is kind of like a thing that is essential. You can't expect to just teach someone something and then have them figure it out straight away by themselves and not being able to have anyone to ask. And again, that's what we never wanted this thing to be like. We wanted this to be something where you don't have any excuses to get results. So for the longest time, our program had the nickname, and make sure to comment that below, as the No Excuse Program. The programs whereby you have no excuse not to get results. meaning that within our community, we call it actually our FLC family, not our FLC network. Within that, I run bonus trainings, I break different things down. People are sharing their results, people are sharing their wins, they're asking questions which you can learn from. And for the rest of your life, 24/7, you have the ability to ask questions. And our aim is always to get you back to you within 24 hours, unless it's the weekend or unless maybe one of our team members is ill or something is up, maybe a holiday or whatever. Unless that, but otherwise, again, 24 hours. And so that is super important because you could be doing certain things and have a question about it that is completely new to you, but for either our team or for any of our more senior members, it's easy. And they just say, oh, do this, 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 this. Boom, problem solved. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to do it all by yourself. And that's why we love this. But not only that, we also want anyone that's in our community to have that accountability. Because let me just say it this way, if Roger Federer, one of the greatest tennis players in the world, has a coach to train him, to hold him accountable, to spar with him, if he needs it, then, oh my goodness, all of us need one too, right? And that's what we wanted for everyone in our community, because accountability is key. You know, how many times you have said, I'll do this, but then actually you didn't get around doing it because maybe you procrastinated, maybe you got fearful, maybe you're like, oh, well, nobody knows, doesn't matter if I do it now or if I do it 1 week later. Oh, it does matter. And that's why everyone, no matter which program our students are joining, they get a one-to-one private representative that is there to hold you accountable, that is there to have multiple different calls with you, to make sure that you're having the best experience, that your questions are answered, that you're pushing your boundaries to get greater and greater results every step of the way. And this is something that personally for us has just been tremendous, because it's beautiful to see the results that people are getting. It's beautiful to see the impact that it's making and continues to make, because this is a lifetime thing. We don't believe in having a program for 2 weeks, for 5 weeks, for 5 months, for 1 year. No, lifetime. Allow yourself to keep growing for a lifetime. Allow yourself to come back. We have students doing this for one business and then coming back for the next business and going through it as well. We have students that have teams, they're building teams, and they're getting their teams to go through some of the material as well. So we're effectively training their teams now. And that is something that is really, 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 well, wonderful and fulfilling, but also powerful, because after having been in business for, let's say, the first year, second year, I was like, okay, this is cool. Our students are getting results. But that was, I don't know how many students went through, maybe hundreds. But now the huge amount of students that have gone through this and have seen results, like I said before, even children go through it and get results. We had one guy who went through it and he was like, oh, he got results after 7 weeks, close, I don't know, 11,000 or something. And then he said, hey, can I get my daughter to go through it? And she was 16 at the time. And I said, yes, of course, share it with your children. Then a year later, he messaged me, he said, my daughter is 17 now. I think she finished school. She's still in school. She finished school. I can't remember, but he said she already has a passive income stream at 17. That's mind-blowing to me. And that really allowed me to see, like, yes, this stuff works. And so our mission now is simple. Get as many people as possible that are heart-centered, they want to do the right thing, they want to look after themselves and look after their families, to be educated like this. We don't want you to have any excuses not to live the life that you want to live, not to live the life that you are destined for, so to speak. And I don't claim to know it all. I don't claim to know everything about destiny or whatever, but I do believe that when we came into this world, we were so much more free. We dared to dream a lot more. And somewhere down the line, we got confined and we got scared and we had all these experiences that limited our confidence and our belief in ourselves. But in your heart, if you dream, if you close your eyes and you can see a beautiful vision for yourself, then don't you think that's worth pursuing? Don't you think that's worth fighting for and working for? Of course it is. And the truth of the matter is that business isn't hard. And yes, of course, there's hard work. You have to do the work. You have to be consistent. You have to implement. But the thing is, you already are working hard. That's why I love that quote by T. Harv Eker. He says, if you're working hard anyways, you may as well get rich. The sooner the better. And that's why I really want to invite you. If by any given word that I have spoken, thing that I have shown, you feel inspired to do the thing that you want to do in your life, and you want to jump on a call, you want us to help you, want us to help you explore what are the possibilities, no strings attached, then comment below the word empire, because I cannot wait to speak to you. I cannot wait for our team to share with you how so many of our students have been able to completely transform their lives, so that you too can become one of our next student success stories. So that you too, by the end of this year, can actually say, hey, I wrote down I want to make 100K and now I've done it. That is something that is extremely incredible, because I've heard my mentors say this before. It's like, yeah, it's nice to make money yourself, but to be able to see other people change their lives, change the life of their families, and make money more than they have ever imagined that they were able of making, that is it never gets old. It's absolutely incredible and it's absolutely powerful. And I cannot wait for you to experience that. So if you want to know more about that, comment below the word empire, but also let me know if this training has been beneficial for you. Let me know in the comments. I always love to read people's comments. And because I think it might be beneficial, I'm actually going to find that video that I promise you guys, where you can just be inspired. Like I've been talking for the whole time, but I want you guys to also be able to see it for yourself, some of the things that our students have done. So I'm going to go away, but I'm going to share with you guys some of our success stories so that you can be inspired. But I cannot wait for you guys to comment below the word empire if you want to learn more, if you want to jump on a call with us, and I cannot wait to help you too. But for now, I'm going to go. I am one. So kick back, relax, and be inspired by our most amazing, well, all of our students are our most amazing students of the Freedom Lifestyle Creators program. So comment below empire, and I see you guys.
We are in 10 days in Freedom Lifestyle Creators Gold, and we just closed our first week, $25,000, and we just closed a $111,000 offer, which makes it in total $136,000 in 10 days.
Let's go.
Hoo-ha-hoo.
Hoo-ha-hoo. If you're in business and for whatever reason you haven't yet got started with FLC, in my opinion, you're literally leaving money on the table that you could be bringing into your business to grow, to scale, to achieve all of the things that you want to with your life and with your business. How do I know this? How can I say this so confidently? Because this is what happened for me. About 3 years ago, I was introduced to Tjibaria, introduced to the FLC community, and I got started with them right away. And the reason that I was able to do that with so much conviction was because I saw the results that they had for themselves, and I thought, that's exactly what I want. And that's what I was always taught growing up, was find the people that have achieved the result that you want in the way that you want, and then go and do whatever good it takes to go and learn from those people. Now, since that time, I've been able to market and generate over $2.5 million in sales online. And that feels incredible to say.
So we've just been in FLC for little under a week, and we've already been able to 5x our investment at FLC Gold, upwards of $25,000 in terms of a close in the past 7 days. And what's been happening actually even further is I've had clients closing 5-figure deals, upwards to 6-figure deals for their clients. So there's this ripple that's been emerging.
I actually made 14,450 since I started, which was like a very good amount for me. Like it was a very good beginning, and I was it's made me more excited and more empowered to do more. And if I think about back other mentors I used to have, I could never reach this level yet.
And Tjibaria was like, you've got this, just show up, just do it. And it was that mind switch, it was playing full out. And I went from having no money on the verge of bankruptcy to making £10,000 in a week. In a week, I'd paid some debts off, I reinvested in myself, I went on to do another course. I've done 3 seasons of FLC because I just loved it. And so I beat a stage, I'm on season 4, was it, with 10K. So then when I went and done season 5, I've got 20K. And it, like, I was like, what? So it was like, and I still didn't believe it. So then I took some of that money and I invested myself into one of Tjibaria's now obsolete elite programs, and I got the mentorship from Tjibaria. And when I sat and talked on stage in the last FLA event, we got to a stage where we made nearly £100,000 in literally about 3 months. And then now we fast forward to here now, to this moment now. I'm blessed to be able to teach, to be able to share the stage with Tjibaria, to be able to go in collaboration with Tjibaria on some things that those of you who've been on that course have done. And just talking off stage yesterday about numbers, in just over a year, I've gone from nothing, and we've just nearly cleared £240,000 in a year in a business, in an agency, from absolute nothing. And this woman is a lifesaver. I can honestly say that she's a lifesaver.
The day we signed up, we created a $12,000 client and paid in full, using the closing methodology and the energy, the heart-centeredness really of her sales process, Tjibaria. And I'm really grateful to have that in my life, because we lost the art of sales, and we wanted to find some sort of quick fix and like almost let go of sales calls for so long. And now, like, we've intentionally been able to speed up our sales calls in a way to make them more urgent and more heart-centered, and we've really seen the value in them a lot more. And just even asking for a 15-minute call has been transformational, and we're booking calls like left and right, so I'm really excited about that.
You know, once I went through the course, in less than 2 months' time, I closed more than £100,000. So I just want the similar kind of results for everyone out there, because this community is really, really very, very strong.
You know, my first week when I started, advertising, I made 11,600. My first sale was 3,000. My second sale was 5,000, and then the third one was about 6,800 or 6,500. But all I'm trying to say is that I was selling services to people, and if it wasn't for Tjibaria, I wouldn't have this knowledge to even start as a funnel expert, and also I wouldn't even have the confidence to approach these people. Now I have 2 sources of passive income, and I'm not even touching them, so I'm really grateful about that.
All my life I had the dream to launch an hospitality business, and this year I could realize it through the Freedom Lifestyle program. I launched my first listing 4 months ago, basically in just 2 months, from April to the end of May. And which is crazy is that I could launch successfully my business from the scratch during coronavirus pandemic, and I could sell 5,000 euro just in 2 months, thanks to the skills and the information I got through the Freedom Lifestyle Creators program.
I've gained clients where I'm making more money than I ever thought I would make per hour. Honestly, it's the best thing ever.
Not only have I been able to make passive income, waking up to ching's money, and also I've closed over 6 figures, and within a few days I was able to close just under 20k in just a few days from everything that I learned from the FLC program.
I just wanted to share the good news that I sold my first course today. Yay!
Since I cycled back into the FLC family in the last 3 weeks, I have made close to $10,000.
If I had to put a monetary figure to this investment that I did, I would probably, it's so difficult to say because thanks to the program, I got a job that paid that program perhaps now 20 times, and it has helped me with different people that I've worked with close over 150,000 pounds over a year. Why this program is the best and most transformational one is because It absolutely changes your perspective towards business and how achievable your goals are. Even if you think they are big, they can actually be bigger. By surrounding yourself with the right people, the community of this program is absolutely amazing. The content, the guidance that Tjibaria, Seb, all of the team has, they literally hold your hand step by step along the way, because entrepreneurship is tough. But when you're surrounded with the right people, every challenge is gonna always be for the highest good of all, for you to achieve that abundance in your finances and in the impact that you wanna create on other people.
It is the best program out there to help you to launch your business or to scale your business. So I went for it a couple years ago and it has completely changed my life, and was the stepping stone for my entrepreneur journey and also to financial freedom. There's no other program out there where you have 24/7 support from the community. The guidance, the mentorship, there's nothing else out there like it. Just go for it. I promise you, it's gonna completely change your life.
I wanted to take a quick moment to just share my gratitude to Tjibaria, Maria, and Rajesh for an incredible first introductory call, strategy call that is. I had a tremendous amount of breakthroughs in learning the value of being able to align with people that have done successfully what you have already, or what you aspire to do. They've already been able to do it, and to guide you through. I would also like to add that it's beautiful to be aligned with a collective group of people that are on the same vibrational frequency as you. They see your vision, they aspire to help uplift you to fulfill that vision, but they don't buy into your BS, meaning, you know, they help you connect to your goal, and then they build an infrastructure around you to support you to be able to achieve it without getting emotionally invested in what if it doesn't work, what if people don't show up, what if, and they just have done a really beautiful job of helping facilitate that process, and I have no doubt that it will be extremely beneficial. I signed up almost immediately after having an introductory call with Tjibaria because of who she is and who she, what she represents, and that was a no-brainer for me.
It was just incredible, and honestly, after the strategy call 1, I was like, what else is there? Like, this is so awesome. Like, I was just thrilled to hop on the next call. So it was super exciting. And one of the things I love is really just seeing the big picture, because really putting the pieces together, just so rewarding to me. One of the coolest parts is you don't have to figure this all out by yourself. The done for you system is just amazing. I have not seen anything like it. It's just so well put together, and it just makes me even more excited. You can have something that puts it all together like Tjibaria does. That is what is incredible. You don't have to, there's no guessing. It's powerful just because how much is delivered, how it's delivered. I just love the energy.
Super thankful for that call, and I think one of my biggest takeaways was having a clear next step for me in my process. Getting clarity of, like, you know, what it's all gonna look like. The flexibility, dedication that Tjibaria and the team demonstrate is just out of this world. It really is. I'm so excited that I finally got to this.
And I gotta give you so much credit to what you know. And you helped our company, and you were like the first company of all of the companies that we ever been with that literally took the time to figure out our message, what we do, how we do it, what is our avatar, how can we define it. You took the time to understand that, and you took the time to figure out how we should talk to our clientele, our customer. So I gotta say that you definitely know. And not only you know marketing, but you know how to communicate about marketing, and you know how to communicate to your customer, but also to our client.
I mean, it's been amazing. The knowledge that I see in working with other marketing companies is being, astonishing. I love it. The attention to detail, the thinking outside the box, that it really makes me feel comfortable being part of the community, working with them. And I know that we are gonna go to bigger and better places with their help.
Our marketing strategy, it's come to our attention that maybe we've been marketing to potential clients that don't have like the wherewithal to actually afford our programs. And then another thing is just massive attention to detail, right? So we've worked with multiple different marketing agencies, and just based off of our first strategy call, I mean, it was just amazing. Really deep diving into exactly what it is that we need.
Oh my gosh, Tjibaria over-delivered. She answered every single question that I have with patients and with details. She showed me everything that I need to do in order to have a successful business. One, how to build an offer that sells in a webinar. And number two, how to create value. Hi Tjibaria. How to create value and build in value in my prices. This is something that I was missing on, and Tjibaria clarified it and explained it in details and in a simple way.
Wow, pretty eye-opening to watch Tjibaria in action doing her live calls right in front of us. And you know, I'm gonna admit I would have gave up on a couple of those calls, and she was so persistent, and she called back even when they hung up on her. And yeah, that was a really big aha moment to me.
FLC is definitely the most transformational program that I have ever been to. It's taught me more in 7 weeks than the whole educational system has taught me in 20 years. If I had to put a figure on what this course is actually worth, I couldn't. It's worth so much more than what I paid for. The return on investment was so quick, so easy. It's definitely one of the best places that I've ever got information from and confidence from as well. It really increased my confidence in the business and sales, so I couldn't even begin to put a figure on what this course is worth.
Invest in yourselves. If there are some lessons that I've taken away this year, it's two main things. One is don't procrastinate, because guys, we only get one life. We never really know when our time is up. Like, we never know when it's time to go, and we're gonna end up not here anymore. So we don't know how much time we have, which is, as I see it, the biggest problem for people who procrastinate. And yours truly was perhaps the biggest procrastinator known to this humankind. And as a proud and recovering past procrastinator, I would just like to say that if there is any part of you that passionately wants to pursue a dream, you have a dream to scale your business, to start your own business, to genuinely work for yourself, and you know that that 9-to-5 job model is so not your thing, I highly, like above all things, would recommend taking absolutely any of Tjibaria's courses, first of all. But if you can get yourself in on FLC Diamond, I cannot overstate how unbelievably valuable that would be for you as a person.
I'm so grateful to be a part of FLC. It opened my eyes, and I'm so grateful because it is really getting me kick-started with what I was, having issues with. No matter what is your age, no matter what is your background, or no matter what it is, if you have this one thing that yes, I want to do that, and you have that fire burning, you are thinking about that and you're working on that, everything will eventually align accordingly, and you just have to take action, believe and trust the process, and believe in yourself, because each and every one of us is awesome. And I'm extremely grateful for Tjibaria and the whole FLC team. Thank you so much.
From where I was to where I am now is completely night and day. I had to start my own business. I have written 2 ebooks. I became part of this beautiful worldwide family, the FLC. I am also now a YouTuber, a TikToker. I've come out of my shell. I've become a much better person. And the biggest impact it has made, I have been able to quit my job that was no longer making me feel fulfilled. And I can now do something to still impact the world and help other people. And I can feel fulfilled and free and do everything on my terms. And and make that big impact.
Accountability, clear guidance, and feeling seen and understood. One of the biggest reasons I joined this program is to be held accountable and to feel like there's actually like a very specific kind of pathway to follow that is easy. Even though it's doing the work, you got to do the work. It's like it's laid out for you. The second thing was the clear guidance and direction and focus. So because Rajesh did such a good job of kind of like laying it all out and guiding me through it, there was this sense of me being able to kind of hand over my trust and just follow the steps and feel like that clarity is actually what I aspire to lead my clients through. It feels really important to feel that I'm being understood, especially if I'm gonna like brand it and sell it. And Rajesh did such a good job of showing me that he understood and really sees me and understands based on his background and how he can resonate and relate to kind of what I'm offering. That just made me feel so much more comfortable and able to trust that this process actually is going to work because it's an extension of myself and my essence, and it's not something other than me or what I've been, putting all this time and energy into that I'm trying to sell. It actually is me, and it's an extension of that. Hoo-ha-hoo.
I've just finished my second strategy call with Tjibaria and Rajesh, and it was really, really valuable. It was really good to hear Tjibaria's input on how I can create my ebook, and I'm really looking forward to getting a chance now to implement these things, getting my message across and starting actually helping people.
Celebrating and winning this week. I want to share this with you because we are a family, so we have to celebrate together. I just finished the content of my ebook. Yay!
I feel so blessed. I feel so excited, and like all the possibilities and opportunities that flow from here. And all it took was me surrendering. Just want to encourage you guys to keep going. I know that's just the beginning, and I'm just super excited.
I need to tell you guys, you need to really understand and appreciate the value of what's being imparted from these folks. This is a great opportunity. Glad to be taking part in it, and glad you're taking part in it too. The greater clarity that I'm getting every day through listening to the DCA Academy there, and watching all of you, and just getting reacquainted with the material that I'm putting forth here has just been a fabulous thing.
The best part about this training is the implementation. It's not theoretical, it's not pen and paper, it's not course where I learn some subjects, I learn some functions, and then I just do it on my own. It was implementation. The business I have was my homework in the mentorship, the name selection, the target audience selection, the services I offer selection. Everything was my homework. This week's homework, that week's homework. Eventually my business was ready. I have been working as a graphic designer and copywriter and content strategist for 12 years before I joined Tjibaria's program. And in 12 years, I never really thought that I could do better than my surroundings. I could do better than my friends or the people I have been with, but it is FLC that taught me I can do way more than I can ever imagine.
So if you haven't taken action yet and signed up for this, you need to do it today. I'm telling you, it'll make a difference with your business. If you want to make money, if you don't want to just say you own a business, but you actually want to make money and live the freedom lifestyle that I live, it's wonderful, it's great, and honestly, this is the only way to do it. So make that investment today. Get a hold of Tjibaria or Seb or Rajesh or anybody, Pierre, anybody on the team, and they will help guide you through different ways that you can make an investment. There's several different ways you can do it that's best for you. It's just something that you need to do.
Even if something scares you, just to keep going, keep trying, and You never know what you're capable of unless you try.
If you are here and if you are uncertain about what's available for you, have worked with other companies, I could tell you that I see the difference, that I see the knowledge and the commitment to help you become better at marketing, but not only that, to help you deliver the message that you have as a company, as an individual, to the world.
I'm genuinely really freaking pumped about FLC.
Thank you very much, Tjibaria, for everything you have done for us, for over-delivering. You are a live example of how an entrepreneur should be.
So if you have not got started with FLC yet, as I say, you're leaving money on the table that's waiting for you. There's money out there waiting for you. There's people out there who need your help, who are waiting for you. And this is one of the things that I really love that's built into the culture here in FLC, is that it's not just about the making the money, it's about empowering people, it's about helping people. And through that, you're able to get both types of freedom. Time freedom, because your business is automated, and financial freedom, because you're able to scale and help so many people that when you help so many people get what they want, you will get everything you want in return. If you give first, you will receive. And that's very much the ethos at FLC. And that was what really attracted me into thinking, these are my people. This is home. I love FLC. I would love to see you there.